Hello and welcome to another session in English language. Today we're going to focus on the noun phrase and the verb phrase. We're going to focus on the register on agriculture, and we're going to focus also on commonly misspelled words. But before all of that, let us review the previous lesson. Welcome back. Still on English language. Like I said, today I'm going to consider noun phrase and what you call the verb phrase. Okay? Noun phrase and what you call the verb phrase. So we want to see what is a noun phrase, what is a verb phrase, and what they're all about. A noun phrase is any expression that is void of a finite verb but behaves or functions like a noun. Okay? So, don't forget, it performs the same function as a noun. Now, for instance, the big girl is the noun phrase, no finite verb. Okay? So we can use it as the subject of a sentence. The big ugly girl in the class is quarrelsome. Then we could have also the gerundial phrase, that is ing, verbs behaving like nouns. Telling lies often belittles a person. So consciously wounding someone is wicked. So they are occupying the position of the subject. Then we could have the infinitive case. To tell lies belittles a person. To consciously wound someone is wicked. So other functions of the noun phrase is also the object of what? The verb. So it could occupy the position of the object. So we have the officer praised to the students. The officer praised the students. Now, the students is the noun phrase. What position is it occupying? Object. Which verb? Praised. Now, we have subject complement. Okay? And in this case, we say that it's complementing the subject. So the subject here is the grateful boy. So, the grateful boy called his friend Savior. Okay, so it's complementing, right? Grateful boy. Then we have also complement of a preposition. So let's move on to what you call the verb phrase. Now in the verb phrase, we have a verb and an auxiliary verb. A verb and an auxiliary verb forming what you call the verb phrase. For instance, DK has done the work. Has is the auxiliary, while the main verb is what? Done. Okay, so if you look at those examples here, they are verb phrases. Okay, now let's move on to what you call agriculture. Agriculture. And what is agriculture? The cultivation of land, or what you call the cultivation of crops, and rearing of animals for the benefit of mankind. Instead of saying animals, let's use livestock. And both are for what? Man's benefit. Okay? So man's benefit is not just consumption. He could also sell. Okay? So let's look at words associated with agriculture. We have the first one, agrarian economy. So, agrarian economy simply means a nation that solely depends on agriculture. That is, their major source of revenue is agriculture. Okay, then we have to follow. When you leave a land to follow, It simply means you leave the land uncultivated for a while in order for it to replenish lost nutrients. Then we also have what you call orchard. Orchard is a piece of land where fruit trees are grown. So where we have pineapple, apple, oranges, we call that an orchard. Then we have what we call seedling. A seedling is a young plant that grows from a seed. Then we have a barn. A barn is where we store tubers, okay, tuber crops. An example of a tuber crop, we have your yam. Then we have what we call cash crops. Cash crops are not what you consume. Cash crops are crops that are offered for sale rather than consumption. Alright? Then we have what we call arable land. If you say land is arable, it simply means that that land is good for tilling. That is, you can use the plow on such land because there are some grounds that are pretty hard. Then we have what is called mechanized farm. A mechanized farm is simply a farm that employs the use of machines. That's mechanization. The use of heavy-duty machines. Then we have a nursery. Nursery is not a school. A nursery is where we grow young trees and plants. Okay, where they are first raised before they are transplanted into the field is known as what? A nursery. Then we have also what is called manure. Alright, this is what you add to the soil, okay, in order to increase its fertility. Then we have what you call a tendril, which is the soft thin part of a climbing plant, okay, that attaches itself like a rope to a tree or to any support. Then we have a system known as what? Crop rotation. Now under crop rotation, we have, a system where you plant different crops on a particular piece of land. Then we have what we call agricultural loan. Now agricultural loan is simply a credit facility offered to agriculturists or farmers in order to enable them, actualize their dreams. Then we also have what is called livestock. Livestock refers to domestic animals, okay, that are raised for the purpose of work or to give value back to the owner of the livestock, okay. So either use them as work on farms or you get products from them and you sell. For instance, the cow. You have a dairy cow. Okay, you can, get milk, extract milk from them, and you process that for sale. Then we have ranches. Okay, this is a farm or a confined space for rearing animals. So instead of allowing them graze, open field grazing, we do ranching. Then also we have beef, we have broiler, and we have animal droppings. Okay, we also have dairy products. Dairy products refer to things like milk and butter or cheese that you get from such. Then we also have what we call veterinary doctor or a veterinarian. A veterinarian is simply one who treats animals. So a veterinary doctor is somebody who treats what? Animals. And to vaccinate simply means to use the injection, to inject a vaccine as a protection against illness or as a cure against illness. So we have also what is called fishery. Is an aspect of what you call agriculture. Remember I told you agriculture cuts across cultivation of crops and rearing of what? Livestock. Okay, so we have fishery. Okay, you can make use of your fish nets, to catch fish. You can make use of your bait, which is anything used to attract the fish, so that it may be caught. For instance, your earthworm is a bait. We have your fish pond, which is a small area used for the cultivation of what? Your fish. Then we have your fish farm, which is a commercial place where you breed or cultivate fish on a large scale. So a fish farm is a larger scale, while a small scale is a fish pond. So let's move over to what you call spell it. Now, sometimes oftentimes, students spell certain words wrongly. So we have the wrong spelling to the left hand side and the correct spelling to the right hand side. So accommodation is double C, double M. Acquaint is ACQ, not AQ alone. Diligent is single L and not double L. And it is the word covenant and not convenant. It's covenant. Covenant. Alright? We have enmity, not enmity. It's enmity. Alright? Then we have environment, not enviro. It's environment. Alright? Then we have alcohol, not alcohol. Alcohol. Alright? We have accumulate. Accumulate is double C, single M. Committee is double M, double T, double E. Then we have privilege without the D. Then we have tomorrow, single M, double R. Then we have necessary, single C, double S. Then we have maintenance, which is not maintenance. We have the word maintain, but it is maintenance. Alright? Then we have precede, harassment, pronunciation of pronoun. We have pronouns, but it's pronunciation. Then we have receive, separate, not, it's spelled S-E-P-A-R-A-T-E, but pronounced separate, not separate. Alright, then we have jury. Alright, so with this, we've come to the end of today's lesson. Thank you very much for joining. In order to refresh your memory and recall all that has been taught in this lesson, I would encourage you to take the test that appears on your screen.